I don't feel I'm American. I look around and I'm not so sure. Went to high school in a whirlwind. Went to college in a desert that has no door. So high, what could you expect? The warranty is good, but it's still a wreck. Our poor innocence. Two rivers flow, they are green and cold. New towers rise, they defy the old. I don't believe it when I'm told that I'm innocent. We dress in drag 10 days a year. Gunfighter, banker, buckle, body steer. Drunk at lunch, there will be tears. Our poor innocence. I salute you in my rear view. You don't hear me saying fuck you. We are friendly. Of the new west begun to bleed. Take two lives, watch them breathe. And so it's withered when we find the seed of our innocence. We have eaten our poor Eden. We're more Arkansas than Sweden. Break your mirrors, we don't need them. I love you, but you're killing me. I love you, but you're killing me. I love you, but
how this place got found, I will tell you. A child with long black hair flowing behind her got lost on the prairie, and at the same time, a ways away, so did a little baby deer. They were scared and cold and crying so hard their tears flowed and formed two rivers. The little creatures felt so lonely. They just wandered along the banks of their own rivers of tears, and eventually they came together. The child hugged the fawn around the neck, and the fawn licked her salty cheek. They became inseparable friends and kept each other warm and happy. All that happy warmth got a bunch of fish to swim over. And then the magpies sent out the word about this warm place with lots of water and fish. So other creatures came and stayed, and nobody was lonely. The fawn became a stag, and the girl grew too. One day she climbed onto his back, and they began to ride about together, exploring. Eventually they rode far enough, they came upon other people who were amazed at the sight of this beautiful woman, naked but for her long black hair wrapped around her, riding a magnificent stag with flowers garlanding his antlers. And in a trance, they followed them back to where the rivers joined. When they saw the beauty and the richness of the water and the trees and felt the snug shelters below the bluffs, they said, oh, this will be a place now. We will come here often. And they did. And many others followed, and some stayed, and even though it's changed a million times since then, if you're sitting by the river on a soft summer day, and you're extra quiet, you can still feel the warmth and love of that friendship that made the fish swim over, and the magpies chatter, and the loneliness go away.
Thank you, Dr. Clark. But that's not exactly the way I heard it.
Oh.
The people were starving and very bedraggled as they struggled over endless prairie through blinding snowstorms and deafening other storms. Joseph Tomato had led his desperate flock across the wasteland seeking sanctuary, and thus they had set out on their mythic journey. The people were hungry and tired of eating one another. After this, and many other interesting things had happened, at last they arrived here. The local natives eagerly flung open their doors to welcome the bedraggled newcomers. The local natives said, "We're glad you're here. We've been thinking about densification for some time now." Right from the get-go, the place had a cool urban-rural vibe. The bedraggled newcomers thanked the local natives for their liberal immigration policies and made themselves right at home. They slaked their thirst with refreshing mountain water. They gazed in awe at all the land and the mountains they had been given. It was just as Joseph Tomato had prophesied in the big, important book. And so they began to build. They replaced the old place names with new, easier-to-say ones. They built straight roads from the crooked, ancient trails, and all of the roads led to the gathering place, where folks gather to this day in time-honored tradition. Why the original structure still stands in the foothills in the northwest at the crossing named for the mighty Chief Crowfoot himself. It is a place to gather, a place where the past is honored, the future is dreamed, and citizens of all stripes come together to make merry. It is a proud reminder of what it means for me to be a Calgarian. Now, I don't know if the original Joseph Tomato prophesied the tangy aroma of rotisserie chicken and popcorn shrimp wafting past 32 jumbo screens of NFL action as he struggled through those storms, but by God, people, that's living history.
That's wonderful, Andy, but wrong. When the West was young, on the eve of the very first snowfall, a clan of bearded skiers gathered. In hushed, gruff voices, they spoke of a legendary beast, a terror on land and water, with two-pronged teeth, sharp as knives, a shimmering pelt, and a glistening tail. Stories surfaced and circulated. My cousin Chuck tried to touch one, but he got slapped. No way! Your cousin Chuck's never even seen one. The stories persisted and evolved. My cousin Chuck tried to touch one, and he got slapped so hard he saw God. Then, God told Chuck to touch one. But the truth was, none of them had ever seen one of these animals. These stories were rum-fueled lies. The stars came out, and they dozed and muttered under the night sky, and the first flakes of snow sparkled. And as the sun rose, they loped to the river's edge for a drink and a piss. Lo and behold, the mystical creature flapping in the current. The skiers wasted no time and lurched into the icy water to pierce it with their ski poles. The poor creature knew nothing of the nature of man and was easily captured. They cried out ecstatically into the winter winds as they skinned it and took turns wearing and stroking the magnificent pelt. Their revelry was heard throughout the land, and this place became known for harboring the finest of these creatures. Bristled men and hardy women built a monument in honor of its succulent meat and glorious fur. The city of Calgary was born, as was its first questionable slogan. Calgary, come for the skiing, stay for the beaver.
Wow, Jamie, that was super inappropriate.
Thanks.
You know, I'm from away, and I am a Second City Comedy alumna. So I understand the magic of the comedy rule of three: set up, establish pattern, subvert pattern, you're done. So really, I shouldn't say anything at this point. But I'm going to. The understanding out east is that this place began, as with all things brave and true, with horses. It was horses, Dr. Clark, who roamed the land and ate the gooseberries and the larch needles and the fish from the streams, which they swallowed whole and so without cruelty. And so on, and blah-de-blah, until one day, an alien in the form of an emotion from another planet came down to Earth, transformed itself into a vaporous cloud, entered the souls of the horses, and fertilized their purebred pink wombs. The horses did give birth to tiny, perfect creatures who looked and seemed much like human creatures, except that they had indigo legs and paisley torsos and nipples made of pearl. Their hair was straight and yellow as larch needles. The horses, recognizing that their comely offspring required protection, did circle around them and flared their nostrils and tossed their manes and blinked their big brown wise horse eyes until the creatures could grow strong enough to hold corn dogs in their hands. Red velvet cupcakes. But then one day, a mountain monkey did spy the beautiful creatures, and he did dance and mate with himself in all his forlorn excitement and unattractive monkey loneliness. And then scores of alien creatures assembled and came down to earth and transformed themselves into vaporous clouds and entered the monkey soul and carried his seed across the land on gusts of wind. And that is how the Chinooks were invented. Or how the mountains were formed, or how this city got its name, or something.
Thank you, Karen. You know, we've been waiting a very long time for somebody to come from Ontario and tell us about our history.
You're very welcome, Chris. And thank you for the hospitality. Anyway, that's what we learned in school in Toronto. That most of you are part alien.
Nobody complained when a family of 7 Germans came here 10 years after the war. Daddy got a hammer, got a job, broke the high jump record, married a beauty queen. Got work on the rigs, shot a lynx, built a lean-to on site to paint landscapes in. Got a bungalow, grew a beard, cut off his tie, never paved his driveway.
If you're young and you know how to have fun, and you've got nothing, come for the ski and stay out of my way.
Ride and shuffle over those imaginary borders, an easy 1,000 years worth of meat. Refugee camp to restaurant, dirt floor to private school. Alienation to gang, gambling, investment and absentia. #1 bus. Anything you want from the old world in the Northeast industrial parks.
If you're young and you know how to have fun, and you've got nothing, come for the ski and stay out of my way.
I touched my junk in the can after crushing a hot chili into foam. My brother-in-law did the tailgate party with shit beef vindaloo.
Chickpea vindaloo.
It's hard to forget when Samira makes a friend, she's worried that they're gonna die too. Her mother has to tell her in the car that the fireworks aren't war. She's joined team debate, got skates, wrote a rap about recycling, and met Kent Hare. Eating snow is like drinking diamonds. When can Daddy come home?
If you're young and you know how to have fun, and you've got nothing, come for the ski and stay. If you're young and you know how to have fun, and you've got nothing, come for the ski and stay out of my way.
My favorite place to have a panic attack is in the parking lot at the Chicken on the Way in Forest Lawn. In my car, wearing sunglasses. I set out my supplies before it comes on full force. 4 corn fritters, hot sauce, honey, gravy. I know I'm ready when I'm able to remove my hands from the steering wheel. Then I start. I lay out my corn fritters on the dash. Hygiene is the least of my problems at this point. Then I start. One with hot sauce. One with honey. One with gravy. Last one, commando. Straight fritter. Keep it healthy. That way, when it's all over, I feel better about myself.
My favorite place for a panic attack is in the waiting room at the STI clinic at the Sheldon Schumer.
I like the one at the old city hall.
Oh, no, that one's closed, Andy.
What?
Yeah.
I think the people around me find it very comforting to see someone more freaked out than they are. And when word gets out about my meltdown, no one will ever have sex with me ever again. So it's confirmed. I will die alone.
My favorite place to have a panic attack is in a white wine stupor.
But where geographically, Denise?
In my mother's senior's residence, Karen.
But why, Denise?
Obvious reasons.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yes, I do. But not with you.
My favorite place to have a panic attack is at Shoppers Drug Mart.
Oh, absolutely.
Either there or at the Palliser Hotel. I don't know, there's just something about the history of the place I find grounding. The old sandstone exterior, the granite floors made of granite. Also the little stacks of Calgary Heralds, print version, which can send me either way. But if you're dressed very nicely, the concierges will look after you. Bring you cucumber water and a cool cloth. Maybe a truffle.
Hey, Karen, what's your favorite place to get an STI?
Mine's the water slide at the Southland Leisure Center.
We broke up. Like one of those breakups. It wasn't just about us. It felt like I broke up with everyone we knew. Our house, our street, our neighborhood, the trees. I couldn't look at the mailbox on the corner of our block without feeling sick. I wouldn't call it escaping, but I left. I can make a latte anywhere. It doesn't matter if I do it here or in Vancouver. I couldn't bring everything I owned, but I carried everything I had. I caught a ride share from this dude. He didn't have any shoes on. It was weird. I had meant to leave it all behind, but everyone I knew there had known me back home. Wherever I went, it came with me. When I came back, I didn't want to tell anyone. I didn't want anyone to know I returned home. They keep telling me I respond with good noises. We quite agree. One foot in front of the other. Portrait of responsibility. I keep finding dead ends. Or do they find me? My love's run away from me. I did not set it free. My love's run away from me. Not looking back to flee. My love's run away from me. My love's gone away from me. Tried to move to Vancouver, lived on the drive, watched it rain for 90 days, cried for 100 nights, put my raincoat on consignment, dragging my tail behind. Now I'm back at my old job, back and about my dog. My love's run away from me. I did not set it free. My love's run away from me, not looking back to flee. My love's run away from me. My love's gone away from me.
Fuck me! Oh, sorry about this! Oh, fuck! Sorry, guys! Oh, Jesus!
What is this?
Fuck off!
The Western lands have seen many exemplars of heroic deeds, acts of hidden courage, of physical and intellectual prowess. Tom Three Persons, John Ware, Normie Kwong, and the Big Four, rapacious, relentless, and ruthless, yes, but who doesn't like money, Ryan, Ginger, and Yorkshire pudding? How about the famous Five and all they did? They brought the vote to some women, eugenics to others. Red Crow, Colonel MacLeod, Crowfoot, David Thompson, giants in any era. Harry Hayes, Grant McEwen, Jan Arden, Sue Higgins, Barb Higgins, and Tipsy Ralph Klein. Chip Wilson, Lob Sang Rampa, Quick Six, the Stampeders' touchdown Mustang, and now, the legend of Barry.
There is nothing in the world that's free from strife. Underneath or on top, the world is full of life. You know I've never seen hurry by spring. I never strolled in London town cause I'm watching my TV. I have a phobia for airplanes. I'm never gonna leave. Greyhounds, they repel me, but that's okay, you see. I'm a man of taste and substance. The Calgary Stampede is the greatest outdoor show on earth, and that's where you'll find me. There is nothing in the world that's free from strife. Underneath or on top, the world is full of life. The cloud trail suits me fine. It's a river of light. You can take your Champs-Élysées and shove Rodeo Drive. 1988 was the best time of my life. The year of the Olympics filled me with delight. I slept one night with Heidi. Howdy said alright. I got pissed with Benny the Bear and buckshot did my wife. likes it on TV. Go to Banff one time a year, buy me some taffy. Lost my cherry in Bowness Park in 1983. I don't say Calgary, I say Calgary. There is nothing in the world that's free from strife. Underneath or on top, the world is full of life. Well, you know I love to camp. Quad, hard, Wipers Creek. I can drink with the young demons. Pretty near killed 2 last week. We played cinnamon whiskey pong till sunup. I actually don't like shitting in public. But if that's the price you gotta pay to love nature, sign me up. I named my dog Ed Whalen. Called my parrot Stu Hart. And my ferret, my ferrets? Huh. Oh, well, I can't really talk about them right now. They're very interesting animals. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. They're playful, active, curious, and loving. Mm-hmm. Females are called Jills, males, Hobbs. You can teach a ferret almost anything. They're very loyal. I had a blog about mine once, and I tried to start a club. Ferret Men of Bowness. You can teach a ferret to get along with your cat or dog. It takes time and 2 people. One to hold the ferret, and one to hold the cat or dog. You let them smell each other, just like people. But my schnauzer, Ed Whalen, was having none of it that day. A terrible commotion. And what can you do? So I put him in the rec room with Stu Hart. Now, I was feeling hungry and kind of stressed, so I ordered myself a Hawaiian pizza. Double cheese. Not my first mistake. I had a couple beers while I was waiting for it to arrive, and by the time it got there, I was feeling no pain. Now, you know I believe in freedom. Those ferrets had, more than a little taste of that pizza. I didn't know, okay? Ferrets have crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. Club never met once. I haven't touched a blog in a year. I forgot the password. Their names were Heidi and Howdy.
I worked at the Woodward's Bakery until it closed in 1993. 27 years straight.
Me, it was ladies' shoes, Eaton's downtown. Never South Center, always Eaton's downtown, until they closed the doors in 1999.
I served clients at Woolco until it was taken over in 1994. Wigs and sundries, almost 30 years if you don't count the 2 at Kresge's.
The 1990s were hard on department stores in this town.
The 1990s were hard on single women who worked in department stores in this town.
They called us spinsters.
They called us many things.
But we knew who and what we were.
It's hard on your feet, standing up 8 hours a day, 5.5 days a week. Hard on your soul.
We lived on tins of soup and grilled cheese sandwiches.
Carried licorice all sorts in our purses.
Smoked menthol cigarettes, occasionally.
Took the odd trip to Spokane. When we were feeling wild.
Often we gathered for daring cocktails at the old Wave Cafe on 8th. Rob Roy.
Lime Ricky.
Gimlet. We shared war stories and laughter, but sometimes it ended with an empty feeling.
We knew who and what we were.
We knew what we must do.
One summer night, we met on Princess Island just before midnight.
We filled our pockets with canned ham,
Paperweights.
Shoe polish
and
river
river
rocks.
rocks.
And we fulfilled a pact.
No Woodwards, no Woolco, no Eatons, no more long nights alone.
We laid down together in the cold water.
We needed to be something else.
We couldn't have known.
We never would have guessed.
As we slipped away, we were released. Goodbye, Timothy Eaton.
Goodbye, Charles Woodward.
Goodbye, Mr. Woolco.
But then strangely, amazingly, beautifully, we were returned.
We became mermaids.
Mermaids of the Bow River.
Our purpose? Guardians of first walk, first kiss, first love. We are the mermaids of the bow.
When the first kiss gets serious, one that makes your heart grow rude, we'll be gliding right beside you, here where we met our doom. A light from your cars, lay your blanket here, we will make your love grow. Guardians of first walk, first kiss, first love, mermaids of the bow. When your job makes you delirious, manacled to wage slavery, glamour held hostage and lay away, romance doesn't come easily. A light from your cars, lay your blanket here, we will make your love grow. Guardians of first walk, first kiss, first love, mermaids of the bow. Retail kills your nice dog. Left us with this current for a night or down. Don't board us. This hiss and swirl, better than a punch clock. A light from your cars, lay your blanket here, we will make your love grow. Guardians of first walk, first kiss, first love, mermaids of the bow. A light from your cars, lay your blanket here, we will make your love grow. Guardians of first walk, first kiss, first love, mermaids of the bow. A light from your cars, lay your blanket here, we will make your love grow. Guardians of first walk, first kiss, first love, mermaids of the bow. When the first kiss gets serious, one that makes your heart grow rude, we'll be gliding right beside you, here where we met our doom.
A power block, fuck, you can just have that. That was basically, okay, so I'm fucking this chick Tracy at Stoked at my gym at reception, and I don't know, I'm getting all choked because she's like hitting on all the guys, right? Like just fucking them with her energy and shit, like just laughing and shit. So I flip out on her one day, she flips out on me, gets the manager, says I'm fucking harassing her, and I'm like, whatever, right? I'm out of here. So I hadn't been to Stoke or worked out for like almost a week. And then Donnie, this guy I worked for in Saskatchewan, he's in town and he's like older dude, like 40, but he's trying to get in shape, so he's talking to me. We're hanging out and his dad owns like potash, whatever, so he's like loaded. And he's buying like shots, beer, more shots, fucking appy platter, more shots, fucking like pizza subs at Sev, right? And it's like 3 in the morning and I'm like, fuck. It's like, I'm getting a gut. So anyway, Power Block comes on TV and Donnie's like, I'll split it with you because for him it's a write-off anyway and he can use it when he's in town. And I was basically going hard all summer. I got that new Chain Heart download, you know, give it up. And it was just basically go, go, go. So anyway, but this is the story. I'm at work and Amber lets this guy with dreadlocks into the store with no shirt. And I'm like, fuck that, fucking BC skateboard. So I'm like, buddy, go get a shirt. And Amber's like, let him in, Russell, and I'm whatever. So I go in the back to do stock and it's like 10 minutes till close and I figure, like, fuck it, I'll just go and have it off in the can, right? So me and Amber, like, we get along fine, but she's, I don't know, Jehovah's Witness or whatever, but one thing is she's got fucking killer tits, and so she always wears these thin cotton, like, you know, oh, so innocent, but total tease, right? So she's basically my go-to at work, like hot tub, Roman times, like hot librarian, whatever. So I put in one earbud in case Amber needs me, and I put on Chain Heart, Give It Up, right? Like, girl, you've been holding all the cards, you've been wishing on stars, and I'm giving her. And like I hear the bell of the door, and I'm like, okay, we're pretty much closed up, like shut her down, Amber. But then I hear like the bell of the door again, and then fucking bottle smashing, and then fucking till opens, and then fucking bell of the door again, and I'm like, I'm trying to concentrate, but it's distracting, so I fucking crank it up, right? Like, girl, gonna show you the night, gonna make it right, you're gonna give it up tonight. And I'm fucking home, and then there's a knock on the door at the exact same time, and it's Amber, and so I'm all like panicked, right? I don't catch it, and it's on the fucking seat, and it's on the fucking wash your fucking hands fucking sign, and she's like pounding and yelling, right? And I'm like, just a sec, right? And there's some on my chin, and anyway, I bust out of there, and I deal with it, and she's standing there like white as a sheet, and she goes, Russell, we were just held up. Fucking straight up. Straight up. So I tear out of there, and I'm in the parking lot, and I hop the fence into the alley. I'm checking out the tire tracks. I'm pretty sure they're like 305, 3520s, like my old Camaro coupe. And then I'm like yelling at people if they saw anything. And Amber's like, they're long gone, Russell. And fucking Dreadlocks is still there. And I'm like, what the fuck, Slacker? Why didn't you do nothing, right? Like, I would have totally taken them. So anyway, cops show up, and they're getting statements. And like, you know me, I'm thinking of being a cop, so these are like my guys. But no, they're like, oh, what do you mean you were in the toilet with one earbud in? And are you telling us those are your footprints we're looking at in the alley? And I'm like, what fucking ever. So anyway, next week we're back at work, and Amber's all like trauma shocked, but you know, I can't afford not to work, so I'm being all extra protective. And this fucking homeless dude, like older dude, comes in, and he always gets the same little 2 fucking airplane bottles with his handout money, right? And I'm not in the mood for it today, so I go in the cooler and I'm watching him, and I see him put like fucking Mickey into his little filthy jacket pocket, and I was like, okay. I hang back, give him a chance to do the right thing, and he starts walking out. So I'm fucking on him, right? I got him by the collar up the wall, and I'm like, how about that fucking Mickey, Mr. Hobo? And he's fucking screaming, and Amber's like, let him go, Russell. And I'm like, he fucking stole from us. And anyway, I let him down. Okay, but I don't know what it was. It was like a reflex, right? But basically, you are not doing that again. It's fucking popping one, short and sweet. And he's bleeding, and he's fucking crying, and he's in the parking lot. Amber goes out, lends him my phone to call the fucking cops, and it's the same fucking cops. And I figure, fine, at least this time they'll realize I did him a fucking favor. But no, they rag at me for half an hour. Fucking hobo presses charges. Fucking some guys there half an hour later take my picture, and I'm in the Metro the next day, and underneath it goes Vigilant Justice. I'm like, cool, because you're on top of shit, right? But no, it's like, oh, you're taking the law into your own hands. You're like Dirty Harry or whatever. But you know, I can deal with that. So anyway, it's basically $3,000 to settle for the medical and 6 months probation and getting fired. So if I can hit the power block, like wasted, blow out my shoulder, freaking about money, fucking listening to the older Chain Heart, you know, Asylum, like, you know, with these blank walls, these lonely halls, I feel like I'm living asylum. One night, nurse, she slipped me the curse. She's gonna make the mad dog crazy. But then, fucking next day, my dad, who just married what's-her-bitch in Hamilton or whatever, and I basically talk to once every Christmas, he emails and goes, Russ, saw that article with you online, kind of one-sided, good on you giving out ways to space a crack, that's my boy, Dad. Pretty cool. And then fucking Tracy, chick from the gym, she calls and she's like, I'm really sorry about before, blah, 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 I miss hanging out, whatever. So anyway, we hook up like that night. It's pretty sweet, and she's got fucking, and then Brad, manager at Stoked, he emails and goes, hey, pretty one-sided article has you coming out the asshole, way to go all Vin Diesel on the fucking drunk. We might have an opening for a trainer in the fall, come by, shoot the shit. And I'm like, no fucking way, right? Sometimes the good guys get a fucking break. So anyway, better shape than ever, so go ahead, you can have the power block, and fucking Chainheart is coming to that Loud as Hell Festival in Drum in the summer. I'm fucking going for sure. Tracy, fuck no, that was one-off. Yeah, no, I wasn't into it. Yeah, well, no. So basically, okay, dude I was telling you about, Potash dude, I get him a membership at Stoke for helping me out with the power block, right? Because I fucking never owe nobody nothing. And they ended up hooking up eventually, but we weren't like, it wasn't, fucking he can have at her. Fucking better him than me, is it? Donnie's got some hearts in his hands. He ought to treat them safely. How he got so many, he'll never understand. It's probably an age thing. Why does he treat them so badly? I can feel it break me. How he got my girl, I'll never understand. Nothing can persuade me. This scene won't end up uplifting. Sometimes the gym doesn't do the trick. Sometimes the sweat doesn't leave. Sometimes I just wanna feel my fist, feel Donnie's heart beating, feel Donnie's heart beating, feel Donnie's heart beating. We all know loads of guys like this. Their last name buys the memberships, and they've never been burned or worked for shit, and they'll never see it coming. I'm driving slowly, got a drink in my hand. Donnie doesn't really know me. My hoodie's up now, my license plates are off. Up and down John Lowry. Why does he treat us so bad? Why does he treat us so bad? Why does he treat us so badly?
So badly. Why does he treat us so badly?
Sometimes the gym doesn't do the trick. Sometimes the sweat doesn't leave me. Sometimes I just wanna feel my fist.
The boundaries of a city reflect much. Facts and translations, brutality, dislocation, indifference, hope, trickery, and greed. This history of any city begins with an ending. No inviting location has been untouched by animal or human, no zone unclaimed by movement, by innocent use of foraging, rest, or play. The trough of dry grass beside the river was created by a family of sunning muskrats.
A tree nook provides a windbreak for a sleeping shrew. At birth, she's no bigger than a bean that could rest in a nest inside a nut. She warms herself, covered in a little leaf.
Each foundation laid is also an eviction notice. Written using the former tenants' wrecked hope for ink. Former tenants are shrews, voles, molting birds.
Also children, men searching for honey, deer yearning for salt to lick, the sick, the poor, the weaker.
Women.
Those with wallets of insufficient thickness, which can happen to some wallets in some cities when some industries bottom out, leaving some people desperately broke and proving that most of us are only really about 3 paychecks away from a cardboard box.
Hi there. My name is Kyla Summers, and I'm calling because I was in your Chinook Mall store last week, and I bought a MacBook Air, but it seems to be faulty. I don't know, it's just electrically not responding normally. Well, it just won't turn on. Yes, I did try and take it back to the store, and it appeared to function perfectly there, which is why, yes, I think it has something to do with the laptop's delicacy. Also, the condo I live in is very, thick. And, I don't think that we fully anticipated many of the issues that the new urban density would cause for us downtown, electronically speaking, not to mention in terms of deeper concerns, which... No, I did not keep the packaging. Well, I was very hopeful. No, I do not want a replacement. I just want the money back. Plus, I was not happy with how your sales staff treated me. Well, no, I wouldn't call it abuse, but, well, it depends what you mean by abuse. The definition is much broader these days. Look, may I please just speak to your supervisor? Well, of course you have a supervisor. Who are you, Steve Jobs? Oh my God, when?
There's a job somewhere, kind of just needs a chance. There's a lean, nasty mood on the land. There will be no drinks with the girls when your rent is low. You can't get your ducks in a row when they flow. She asks why we can't see her. Why can't we hear her, understand? Why don't we realize that she might be going crazy, knowing their loyalties were lies, smiling work friends in disguise. There are 50 ways to make craft dinner in a pan. 49 ways to lie to the man.
Hi there. My name is Kyla Summers, and there's a charge on my statement that I don't recognize. Yes, it's for the Apple Store. It's for $1157.95, which my research tells me is the price of a MacBook Air, but I've never bought a MacBook Air. I've never even been to the Apple Store. Well, first of all, I can't medically use a computer computer because I have a condition that causes migraines when I look at computer light, and also I have no fingers. Tilt-a-whirl? You don't want to know. No, I don't believe any friends or family could have had access to my card because actually I have no family. And it's amazingly difficult to make friends when you have no fingers. I just moved back from Vancouver because I couldn't make any friends there, which everyone knows you can't. Look, I just need to get this charge off my card ASAP because, yes, exactly, you guys charge insanely for being over limit, and, well, I was able to, I use a rotary phone with my tongue.
She's putting on lipstick samples at the bay. When they ask her to leave, hold red fruit down the way. She's sick of Value Village. She's downright down on Sally Ann's food banks, getting sick of seeing her. Or is it her that's sick of them? Her parents' basement's calling. Don't be ashamed of moving home. You need a soft landing. There's lots of us, you're not alone. Get a job, Kyla, what's your problem? Go cash in a mutual fund. Should've saved, Kyla, rainy day, Kyla. It's your own fault you're coming undone.
Hello? Yes, this is Miranda Timpananen something. Yes, it's still available. Did you see my Facebook post? Oh, Craigslist. Well, that's fine, just as long as we meet in a public place. Yes, it's in perfect condition. I just bought it last week. No, I did not keep the packaging. Well, I wouldn't really consider the CP rail tracks to be a public place, but I could bring my Rottweiler. And also, my boyfriend is an ex-cop who's fascinated with guns. And, you know, you're being recorded right now. I probably should have mentioned that. No, seriously, I just used it once and then I realized I already have a MacBook Air. Oh, well, you're at the Hyatt. I'll just come and meet you there. Oh no, I meant in the lobby. Yes, I understand, but... Well, no, I don't look like a drug dealer. No, I don't look like a hooker. Well, sometimes I look like a hooker. Why? Do you need a hooker?
She asks why we can't see her. Why can't we hear her? Understand, why don't we realize that she might be going crazy, knowing their loyalties were lies, smiling were friends in disguise. Get a job, Kyla, what's your problem? Go cash in a mutual fund. Should've saved, Kyla, rainy day, Kyla. It's your own fault you're coming undone. Don't moan about your student loan. It's your vet bill that's way overdue. Smoke a joint, what's the point? Your pipe dream's not coming true. Get a job, Kyla, what's your problem? Go cash in a mutual fund. Should've saved, Kyla, rainy day, Kyla. It's your own fault you're coming undone. Don't moan about your student loan. It's your vet bill that's way overdue. Smoke a joint, what's the point? Your pipe dream's not coming true.
Hello? Yes, this is Kyla Summers. Yes, I speak Mandarin. Sure, I'm fluent in American Sign Language. Absolutely, I'm a certified pastry chef. Yes, I have my underwater welding ticket. Yes, I'd be happy to provide you with a sample. In 2 weeks.
Can't you feel it? The spirit surrounds you. Don't you feel it? And now that it's found you, won't you feel it? The feeling's everywhere. Can't you feel it here?
What was that?
You may ask yourself, where is that large automobile? And you may tell yourself, this is not my...
A lonely road between two towns, two rents keeping me depleted. Talk all night, no one hears a sound. When a spirit casts two shadows, they won't be meeting. This time I might be going too far. Doesn't matter what directions there are. I need a different compass, I'm sure. Whose needle finds my heart, and not the polar cold.
They're two great cities, they make 10 best. Non-Nordic hot spots, world class I guess. Each one reminds me
Of what I've left. Are there seasons to a dream? Is winter masquerading spring? Choice is lacerating me. I feel all alone. There's a beauty that surrounds us, but we're all alone.
there's a beauty that surrounds us. 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 There's a beauty that surrounds us.
But we're all alone. A lonely road between two towns. One holds hope, one holds history. Talk all night, no one hears a sound. which became official about 7 years ago after a decade of traveling between two cities. I was comforted by the fact that this is a city of ideas. The entrepreneurs, the innovators, the artists, and the waterkeepers all seemed on a mission. The city's eyes were on the horizon. The city's motion on a path that was separate from Toronto's. Toronto, who remains a little sister with one eye on New York. Frontier spirit became for me a contemporary concept, not something connected to chuck wagons or bison heads. Although I have since come to understand that bison heads are always trending. If you walk around downtown these days, we're in the state-of-the-art East Village. Watch the towers being built, barely slowed by the busts. You might look up one night and see the spectral halogen glow from a $2.4 million condominium. You might catch a glimpse of the edge of a huge canvas. You know it's something amazing, some piece of art that would enhance your life if it were yours, as good art does. A beautiful person walks to the window, looks out. Another beautiful person joins that person. They are beautiful as well as rich. And I don't know about you, but in moments like that, I find myself having dark thoughts. I defy desiderata. I compare myself to others. I grow vain and bitter about my lot in life. The choices I have made that have brought me to this place here, this point now. No offense. But then I get a grip, because of course I realize that just because those people look beautiful doesn't mean their lives are beautiful. They just probably are. Just because they're sitting on a kick-ass piece of real estate doesn't mean they're necessarily richer than you. Though chances are good that they are. But just because they're rich and beautiful doesn't mean they're necessarily any happier than you. Or you. Though my guess is that most of them are. The Beau and Canna, Unit 1801, $1 million one-bedroom suite. Filmmakers, poets, and scientists have gathered around a huge, polished concrete kitchen island. Conversation is in Norwegian, Hebrew, and street Cantonese. Although the guests are fluent in other languages as well, these are just the three where they overlap. Conversation topics reel from moral philosophy around the new plagiarism to the malevolence of genes that trigger senescence and death. One of the guests is actually on a team of researchers who are learning to disarm those genes. She shares her information with the room because, as she says, they will be years in copyright. 3 of the guests excuse themselves and slip away to the 3 washrooms in this one-bedroom suite, where, in private, they disarm their own genetic codes using an app, a Q-tip, and the living cells of quail albumin. They return to the kitchen just in time for the birch sap gelato to be served by the host's transgender toddler. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh yeah, well, my life is pretty interesting too. My friends are the bomb. We talk about super interesting stuff as well. Well, I'm guessing probably not as interesting. Unit 2403, 3-bedroom suite with lap pool. 6 bathrooms. 7 teenage girls are giggling and dyeing their hair gray. It's a new fashion that is inexplicable to those of us who have been forced, due to a disfiguring and life-threatening allergic reaction to hair dye, to go prematurely, permanently gray, making a retroactive and unintended feminist statement. Just don't get it. surrounds and concerns a deep wisdom possessed by the new young. These girls are giggling, not because of boys, but because one of them, for her science fair project, has built a small glass filter that will become essential in preserving the water of the world. The girls are giggling because the idea is so fucking simple. But in their youthful laughter, they do not mock their elders who have been so daft as to miss this. No, rather, they find compassion for us. And if you're thinking, but youth is wasted on the young. Well, not in this case. No, these young women are utterly conscious of their beauty, their power, and the fact that there is huge money to be made by totally saving the world. Unit 1400, 6,000 square foot suite with invisible loft. It's a studio. A dance party is in progress, featuring music so fresh no one in the world has heard it. A deer is being carved up for tapas. The deer was killed by Mayor Nenshi. But he did not shoot it. No, he hypnotized it to death. Once it had been determined that the deer had had the best years of its life and was non-attached to its existence. People in the room are wearing clothing by local designers. They're drinking artisan beer that has evolved such that there is no beery smell in the room, just the smell of possibility. A huge bison head is hanging over the room, watching. And when I say watching, I mean watching. The bison is still alive. It's just resting in its velvet yoke. Its body is on the other side of a wall where a team of animal caregivers is massaging the beast. These animal caregivers circulate through the boat and canna according to need. Their fees are included in the monthly condo fees. And if you're thinking, but what about the elderly? Where are those less able? Well, think again, because there is a capacity for compassion at this boat and Canada that exceeds and surpasses anything I have ever come across in a real estate development. They're using green screen. They're using green screen technology.
Karen.
For the yes, Andy.
Sorry, the Encana building is an office tower.
I'm sorry, what?
The Encana building, the Bow Tower, is an office tower. The people there work there. It's not condos. No one lives there.
Wow. Whoa, wow, whoa. Really?
Yeah, really, Toronto.
Okay, so I guess I owe you all an apology. I guess that was all just my imagination, and that your lives are probably very cool. Some of your lives. Your life. Super cool. Whoa, wait. There is actually one suite I do know about. It's in the Ariva penthouse. A stunning middle-aged woman, sleek as a mannequin and just as silent, drifts over gray shag carpet, sipping a Grey Goose martini. The martini has been made with vodka that's chilling in a bucket of ice. Ice from her veins.
Exhaustion finds me once again, but this time I am fighting it. I'm sick of feeling so crushed under the weight of a greedy bastard who believes in nothing but us. We loved each other once I was hot and blonde, the queen of Penticton. A palomino stallion hair baked into his lasagna, a shard of glass put in his smoothie, 5K to a Dover meth head would doubtless get her done. We made a bargain once, he paid for what I bought. Penticton was a Camelot. Maybe this day, maybe. A playful push upon his back turns hiking into tragedy. A cannon asks a stage gone wrong. Calls to the ranger, drop, now tell me how you like your blackberry. He married me because I was so much fun, the queen of Penticton. First of all, it was the small talk, then the petty bickering. But now it's just the crushing boredom. I lost interest years ago, and so we got another one. But she can't compare, though young and blonde and hot. Penticton was our Camelot. Maybe this day, maybe this day, maybe.
I don't work with oil, although I work in oil. I work with people. I'm a people person. I don't say much. Everybody knows who I am and what I do. And I've been doing this for 25 years. All the talk is about them. As it should be. But it would be nice, just once, to be heard, to be understood. If there's someone in my office, they know what's coming. Some are sad, some are angry. Most are sad. All know the score. Well, we all do. Usually it's just the contracts don't get renewed and that's that. No drama. On the big days, CBC will sneak around the lobbies talking to people, oh, who got the chop. Not so much anymore, because there's not too many of them left either. Never, not once, did anyone ask me how I felt. And no one says to me, how does it feel after all these years to be the recipient, the target of all that hate? Because it takes its toll. I know few want to hear from me. I take my vacations in national parks and eco-reserves. Last year in Costa Rica, I found a toucan beak on the balcony of my eco-lodge. Just that. No feathers or anything, just a multicolored toucan beak. About the size of a Kit Kat bar. I didn't leave my room for 6 days. I never told anyone, except her. So this is what I do back in Calgary. I let people go. Well, there can be a lot of unhappiness in these buildings, but we're human, and there are some good times too. We all work hard and don't display our true personalities. That's the price of financial security, I guess. Sometimes I feel like I've done something wrong, but I was raised that way. Most of us were. Look, I drive, you drive, we all drive, all of us. And if we don't, we want to. We're all a part of this. Your home is warm right now, and you're not even there. I don't even really know what that means. But if God can be inconsistent, then maybe we can be too.
Well, yeah, I'm not conflicted. Look, none of you would have any problem with me picking up the tab tonight. And you all wish you could. And why? Because it feels fantastic. You know, some of us here have just got to recapture that can-do attitude.
All right.
Cut a check for cancer research, built some huts in Mexico, campaigned hard for battered women, private jet to Toronto. I get taken on trade missions, access gets me in the mood. Stephen Harper wasn't faking, at home he sings a sweet Hey Jude. It's a grind, and not even fair, reputation's a species at risk. I'm a target, we breathe the same air, I will never get out of this. I'm not a rig pig throwing sevens, I'm not a part of daddy's show, self-made master of the deal. If there were rules I wouldn't know. Everyone is fond of Maui, people love my appetite. I'm basking underneath a black sun, my mood is high, my shit is tight. It's a grind, and not even fair, reputation's a species species at risk. I'm a target, we breathe the same air. I will never get out of this. Sometimes in the nighttime I know I will die alone. A Philippine, a caregiver ain't the same as a woman you can call your own. I miss my old friends, that clunky Honda. Sure, I act like I don't care. I'm brash and crude, but I'm crippled in despair. Riding high in my custom Bentley, not on wine or gin or dope. I'm stroking into a spreadsheet on the red mile. I'm the Pope. I was just a sassy farm boy, now a faultless petrocrat. It's amazing how one's net worth can turn a rat into a cat. It's a crime and not even fair. Reputation's a species at risk. I'm a target, we breathe the same air. I will never get out of this. You know something? I once got Blue Rodeo to play my nanny's citizenship ceremony. It's true, it was beautiful. And people do, they keep asking me to go on the Dragon's Den, but I don't have to. I have already heavily invested in this wonderful new water filtration system that was dreamed up by these 7 teenage girls. It's so fucking simple. And the new golf course, well, it's funny because I don't even golf, but I let my staff night golf anytime they want. And sometimes in the morning, me and Cal Wenzel will just lay back there on the 9th green and we'll just bask in the warmth of their sincere gratitude.
Want a hand?
Check.
Geo.
Done.
Russell. Want a hand? No, Russell.
Iffy. He's soft.
Nah, he plays a soft game, but he's fucking tough.
Tough on coaches.
Don't get me started.
He plays a 200-foot game.
He plays a self-assured 150 feet.
Fucking love this game.
No, dude. I fucking love this game.
No. I fucking love this game.
Johnny Gaudreau, I think I love you. I have a husband I adore. I have 3 kids with selfies of you, but you're the one who thrills me more. Johnny Gaudreau, you do not know me. Sometimes I wear pink cowboy hats. I shop at Costco, it's amazing, but you're the one I'm gazing at.
Johnny!
I know I'm older than you.
Johnny!
I feel I'm twice your size, but your footwork is so decent. Makes me think I'm brilliant like you, like I won that Stanley Prize. Johnny Gaudreau, I think I love you. I used to love the Argonauts, but I have since moved on from baseball, swapped out bats for sweet slap shots. Johnny Gaudreau, you do not know me, but you elevate my consciousness. Your elegant toe drag feeds my worldview. You dangle like a genius.
Johnny!
You freeze the puck and it's nice.
Johnny!
Your playoff beard looks like Christ. When you shoot, when you score, that goalie has 5 holes. in my soul. That only has 5 holes. Now I have 7 more.
Fucking April.
Does a city that spends much of its energy visualizing what is occurring below the surface of the earth have a quality notion of what's going on above it? Who are we as a city? If an animal, what kind? If a gender, what variety? Are we a griffin or a gopher? A sphinx or a spaniel? A warrior queen or a sullen teen? Does the city have a soul? And if so, how do we describe it? A relentless and expanding entity? Is it the mere idea of city that gobbles up grass and rivulets? Or is it a life form in itself, its DNA comprised of cul-de-sacs and closes, storm drains and junction boxes, potholes and Harley noise? Over the summer, we polled Calgarians on issues that they cared about. Your responses came in by the thousands. Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit, Tinder, Grindr, Christian Mingle. We heard from you.
No, Jamie, we didn't. We made this shit up.
Well, we imagined your carefully worded submissions, your thoughts on bike lanes, construction noise, traffic, secondary suites, and parking. And yes, in-park is a scourge, an abomination, an utter urban mood assassin. So some of you are pretty fucking grumpy. But there were hundreds of things you liked about the city.
No, there wasn't, Jamie.
Okay, there were 2.
Banff and the Western thing. You actually don't really like the Western thing, and then you get used to it, and you kind of, sort of like it. I mean, everybody loves horses.
The vast majority of your comments were about the nuisance animals. Gophers, squirrels, and magpies!
Not solely satisfied with your imaginary responses to our imaginary survey, we went to the animals themselves to find out what they think of living in the 403.
I like it! I like everything! I'm positive! I'm a positive magpie! What do you mean 403?
Hello, friends. The British zookeeper released 2 of us greys in 1938. The rest is history. My family is from Britain. I'm from Cambridge.
We gophers have been here forever. I remember certain dandelions. Do you remember certain dandelions? I love dandelions.
Not everyone likes us! Any of us! You may know that, you may not. Some people in Calgary shoot at us with BB guns. I got hit with a pellet right here. Do you want to see? Alberta government on a website shows you how to make homemade magpie trap. I don't like that. Negative. I'm positive. I'm a positive magpie.
Sometimes little boys try to drown us. Sometimes they use poison. My sister ate a poison dandelion.
Silly gopher. Always eating dandelions. Their tails are small and jumpy, in trees you'll find them not. Gophers sleep beneath the ground, disgusted by all nuts. They turn away from nuts. I have some pretty gopher friends we hang, I like them lots. I don't invite them to my house, they're mystified by nuts.
Disgusted by his nuts. Squirrels climb those tall trees, they chitter, never peep. They'd rather scale a filthy pole than roll around in weeds. I love to roll in weeds. There are squirrels at my gym, they clean up really nice. I cannot have them to my house, they don't like dandelions.
We don't like dandelions.
They don't like dandelions.
Some of them are my friends, but I'd rather breed with a bittern. What would my family say if I brought one home for Christmas?
I wheel and turn above you, a corvid optimist. I get along with everyone if I keep my distance. If I keep my distance, I'll eat nuts and dandelions, but if the car's a crew, I'll sit upon the fence and wait for sandwiches of you and pancakes made of you. Of me? Of you.
Of me?
Of you.
Oh no!
You.
Some of them are my friends, but I'd rather breed with a bittern. What would my family say if I brought one out to the cabin?
My mom would make you guys sleep in a pup tent.
I like pup tents.
I gotta cross the road.
Watch out for the cars.
At this point in the evening, friends, we would like to continue blowing your fucking minds with our innovative theatrical practice. I'd like to ask Andy Curtis to hold the floor. Andy will be playing a cowboy / horse whisperer.
Hey, horse. It's me, your buddy. I can read your mind. Nice looking legs. You got their horse, all 4 of them.
Karen Hines. And thank God for Second City training, friends. Karen will be playing a landscape. Jamie Toccazzini will be playing the accordion. Jonathan Lewis, well-known Calgary musician, making his way to the stage as I speak, will be playing a horse who has a complicated relationship with his whisperer. And I will play the horse's axe.
Hey, horse. It's me, your buddy. Oh, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Come on, little fella. I trust you. Do you trust me? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Somebody's been feeding you well. Don't worry, I'm not gonna put you in Quebec. Come on, fella. That's it.
I want train me with his voice, a technique he got from a Clint Eastwood movie. I think I'm sick of blinders and spurs. I'd rather eat a steak. He can try it and apple cores. Train me with his voice, the technique he got from a Clint Eastwood movie. I think I want to be like him. He can try to be me, trading my pasture for a red truck.
In plain view, exposed along the Rocky Mountain foothills, brought to the surface with a small but complex pulse and multiple juxtaposed east verging thrusts, a muddy, sandy, conglomeratic, clastic wedge. This wedge contains disconformities, paraconformities, and diastems encased in black mudstone, blackstone cascapau below, wapiabi muskiki above. Between coarse and fine-grained stages controlled by avulsion and changes in sea level, these contributed to the mosaic containing varied and abundant traps and reservoirs. Nearby rocks are typically light and sweet, approximately 2,985 square kilometers, with our city at the center. This information does not suggest hazard, although failures are not uncommon. Failures have occurred in nearly every setting, but especially where saturated and permeable beds exist. The presence of a very hard bed beneath a thin lake can result in difficult conditions and increase costs significantly. Campanian, late Cretaceous, the Old Man Formation, a very hard bone bed, layers and layers of Circidophyllum, cupressaceous conifers, spores, pollens, the remains of flying reptiles and marine reptiles, Ceratopsia, Ankylosaurida, Tyrannosauridae, Ornithomimidae, woolly mammoth, saber-toothed tiger, coyote, buffalo, poodle, gophers and squirrels and Labradors and tabby cats, grandmother, grandfather, auntie, uncle, brother, daughter, sister, son, mom, dad, friend, enemy, neighbor, stranger, refugee, workmate, rival, partner, lover, pal. It's a warm, wet day, and they're coming through.
Lift them in your arms, they're light as air, clear as glass and still, you feel they're there. The earth has cracked, but it's showing you. Centuries of love have come to bear, movements of the soul live in the air, bodies made to love and look, electro space. They are here to comfort you in the seeing place.
It's a warm, wet day, and the melt is on.
All their dancing shoes went off the trail, but see them dancing there behind the veil. The black gives back what seemed done and gone, flies them to us here on the horse's tail. Listen with your eyes, you can hear them sail. Fragile bodies, fragile minds, electro space. They are here to comfort us in the seeing place. It's a warm, wet day, and they're coming through. Lift them in your arms, they're light as air, clear as glass and still, you feel they're there.